Rotom is a Pokemon who is able to change form and type based on what appliances it possesses. Since I love this concept, I wanted to tackle it in Croneo, my Fakemon region primarily based on Scotland. When researching for appliances to base Rotom forms on, I realised Rotom already kind of fit a Scottish region. Refrigerators were invented by a Scot, William Cullen, and the lawnmower had its roots in Scotland as well. I wanted to add 5 more forms to the Rotom catalogue, all of which with ties to Scotland. First things first, the telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell, who was born in Edinburgh, Scotland, and died in Nova Scotia, Canada. Since phones are a way to communicate sound via electronic signals, this cool form of Rotom is electric normal, since normal is essentially the sound type. It's specifically modelled after older phones, since newer phones have kind of already been done in the official series. So this Pokemon just is Larry. It's in an overworked job, constantly on phone calls, being bombarded with people talking, which we can see coming out of the speaker. It also has eye bags because it's constantly tired. Alternatively, since it's normal type and therefore weak to fighting, it looks like it's beaten up. Perhaps by Game Rotom. I've seen people do a fighting type Rotom based on arcade cabinets and a Nintendo Switch. I personally don't recall seeing a Game Boy one, but I'm sure they exist. I think it'd age better considering it's referencing the earliest console Pokemon was ever on. So why is it angry? Well, it's a reference to GTA. Yup, a Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar North is based in Scotland, and they created the original GTA game, and they still develop them to this day. The early GTA games were also ported to the Game Boy Color, so a Game Boy is the perfect bridge between Pokemon and GTA. It also fits the home appliance aesthetic of all the Rotom forms. The next form of Rotom is the subscribe form, electric type. You can obtain it by subscribing to this channel. Its moves are ring the notification bell, comment down below, check out Croneo's Instagram, and consider joining the Discord server. It also has the chance to learn why not subscribe to Matt's Patreon, but only if the trainer has the money to do so. The support would be appreciated, but it is optional. Anyways, on with the video. John Logie Baird was a Scottish inventor who was one of the people credited for the television, being the first person to show it off, as well as being the first inventor of the colour television. Therefore, meet Telly Rotom. I couldn't decide whether or not its screen should display black and white or colour, so the display is grey with a pink spiral, very Twilight Zone, which fits since it's modelled after an older TV, since this is meant to be a reference to the origins of the invention. However, the story of this project is a socialist tale that's anti-corrupt authority, so naturally the psychic type being the type associated with hypnotism makes sense for something representing the subliminal messages of buy our product, and the outrageous propaganda the evil elites would want. If this idea sounds similar to someone else's, yeah, it's hard to come up with unique Rotom forms, but hopefully the references to Baird are enough of a spin on the concept. Ever awoken to an alarm clock with a sense of dread? Perhaps it is because Rotom possessed it and became a dark type. Alexander Bain invented the electric clock in 1840. Electric clocks aren't always digital displays. The one I'm showing is an analog clock, but it is powered by electricity. Although I didn't base it on an alarm clock visually, I gave it the personality as if it were one, mainly because I found a certain other Rotom clock form by Ryoma art inspiring. But I want it to be different. I want the hands of the clock to be a mustache instead of eyebrows. Since it's now a dark type, it deserves a villainous mustache. It also now has its electric aura resembling a pendulum, because plenty of clocks of many kinds have pendulums. It's also intended to resemble a tail. The parts that kind of look like bells also kind of look like ears, the mustache also kind of looks like whiskers, and all this coupled with the mischievous grin makes it resemble a Cheshire cat, like the one seen in Alice in Wonderland. It was the artist's idea and it fit well. Finally, let's end with a joke Rotom. In 1775, Scottish inventor Alexander Cumming was the first person to patent the flushing toilet. Yes, the toilet which you likely use is Scottish. Now, they don't have electronics, but electric toilets are a thing. They're not Scottish, I don't think, but that's a good enough connection. Electric poison makes sense because bad smelling stuff is associated with poison, so if Wash Rotom is water because it fires water, and Mow Rotom is grass because it fires mowed grass, Flush Rotom is poison because it fires sewage, or just gunk. Not sure if literal sewage is too gross. But that's 5 new Rotom forms. What did you think? Which one was your favourite? Please comment down below. Special thanks to Kai Fakemon on Instagram, who did all of the Rotom forms apart from the subscribe Rotom, which was done by Eel over on my Discord server. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!